Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today I am updating my project pan. So this is coming a little bit later in the month than it usually would, but that's because I've just moved and everything's crazy. So we're taking a little break from my moving content and we're going to update the project pan because I kind of need to do it. There's been some changes. So this year I'm doing a quarterly rolling project pan, which means every quarter I select a bunch of products to use up and focus on. Anything that I finish, I'll roll in a new product, and I will do a refresh every quarter just so that, you know, it stays fresh basically. And at the end of the year, in the last quarter, I'll bring back anything that I haven't finished and I will try to finish stuff up. So I'm going to start with my empties. I didn't finish much, but I made some good progress. We'll get to that. I used up the Tony Moly Pureness 100 Hyaluronic Mask Sheet. This was okay, nothing super special, nothing to write home about, but you know, it did the job. I wanted hydrated skin and it helped. I also finished up a couple of my fragrance samples, so I'm trying to focus on my fragrance samples this quarter. I have one here from Diptyque. It's the Eau Capitale, I think it is. I'm not sure. This was really strange. So basically inside it's got like a little foil pouch, and you pull it up and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it has this little like spraying mechanism, and then you squeeze it and it's meant to like spray the perfume on you. I think I had this laying around for too long. I can smell it, but I didn't really get anything out of it. It's okay, it's Diptyque-esque. If you've smelt any Diptyque perfumes, you probably know that they kind of like, you can tell when it's Diptyque. It's got that smell about it. Not really my favorite, not something that I would buy, but it was whatever. I opened it and then there was nothing in it. I also finished up two others. I've got one from Floral Street, which is Black Lotus, and I have one from Glass House, which is Flower Symphony. Neither of these are favorites, nor something that I would want to buy in like, you know, a deluxe mini or a full size or anything like that. It's just, they're not my cup of tea. I will say that one of these must have come out of a handbag because I just counted up the rest of like my perfumes that I have left and my numbers don't match up. So originally when I counted up my fragrance samples, I came to the conclusion that I had 42. I have finished 3, but I still have 40. Now, I did think when I was trying to gather these all together for the project, which, by the way, I filmed the intro to that project before Christmas. So when you start seeing progress on some of the products here, don't be surprised if there's a lot of progress because I've had a lot of time. Anyway, I suspected that there would be like a few little fragrance samples in like travel bags and handbags and stuff like that. So I would say that, you know, I've found a sample somewhere and just chucked it in and start using it. So let's go into the progress of my products, starting with my vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. I don't use primer, so this saw very little use simply because I forgot it was in my makeup bag. Also because I have not been wearing makeup much at all. I think I put makeup on my face like 3 or 4 times since I arrived here, and I've been here for what, 3 weeks now? So that tells you how much makeup I'm wearing. This was 114.07 grams, now 113.28 grams. I'm going to try to get into the habit of using it when I do my makeup. I actually really love this product. To be fair, like, it smells amazing. And to be fair, if I was going to have a primer steadily in my makeup routine, it would probably be this or something very similar to it. So maybe if I can get into the, you know, the routine of using it, then it would be something that I would purchase again in the future. My foundation is the Natasha Denona Glow Foundation mixed with the, is it CYK? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mixed the Natasha Denona Glow Foundation with a much more full coverage matte foundation. This one was 53.31 grams. It's now 48.82 grams. And I am going to start marking it with a line, which you will be able to see here. So that's pretty much how much I have in there. It's pretty full. I got a way to go. When we look at concealer, again, don't be shocked by the absolute huge amount of product that I've not used. This is from Shiseido. It's the Synchro Skin Concealer in the shade 102 Fair. It was 26.91 grams, now 26.45 grams. I don't mind this concealer, but I wouldn't buy it again. It has a, I would say, light to medium-ish coverage, and it's totally fine to use this and then put this over the top, but I can't like just use this on its own. Like it's not enough. This kind of is enough. Like I feel like I could get away with just this over this, but I really want to finish my concealers. So there's that. Next I have a powder. This is from Can Make. It is a like translucent pressed powder. I actually hit pan on it, which is great. Hopefully you can, so to pan, I think, can we see it? I don't know, who cares? It was 30.28 grams, now 28.75 grams. I've started holding it in a different way to try and even out the pan, because the pan is like absolutely full on this side, and then like I've hit pan on that side. So that's really fun. It's not fun. It annoys me to no end. My face mist is from It's Skin. It's the Power 10 Formula Soothing Mist. So this was, I really need to set up like my little external monitor because I can't see if you can see. Anyway, my line was down here at last update. It is now here. It's progress. It's more progress than I've made in some previous months, which is fantastic. But I've started like using powder all over my face and using face mist all over my face. So hopefully I will actually, you know, make some progress on face mists and powders this year. My last makeup item is from Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Intensifies Artistry Wand. It is an eye primer and I actually really like this. So it was 15.78 grams, now 15.71 grams. I used it a grand total of like 4 or 5 times. It's sort of like a gel in a like push-up wand format. Really good for shimmery shadows to like get them stuck on there. And it has a clear base, so as you can see, you can't see it. And it's really thin, so it's great for like packing on sparkly, pretty eyeshadows without changing them at all, which is awesome. Okay, let's move into like skincare and body, and this is where things get a little bit like, I don't know what happened in some cases, and in other cases I do know what happened. So I had my Lush Berry Berry Christmas shower gel in the project, and I think I left it at home, unless I packed it in the car, but I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure I was using it up until like the day that we left and I just forgot to pack it. So I'm pretty sure I left that at home. Luckily I did pack my, and this is why I'm confused, I did pack my Sephora Rolling in the Grass body wash and body scrub, and they were also in the shower, but I'm suspecting that potentially I had packed them like the day before I left, or a couple of days before I left. Anyway, the Lush Berry Berry is gone. I'm currently using the Sephora Rolling in the Grass, which I'm loving. I haven't opted to put it into the project simply because I'm probably just going to use it organically. I definitely want to focus on my Lush products this year, like my shower gels and shower jellies. However, I think I'm going to have to wait until the next quarter, because I believe there is a possibility that some of it is like packed in boxes in this wardrobe here, but there's also a possibility that some are in the car, and if they are in the car, there's a really good chance that they're not going to be any good once they get to me, because my car is going to be sitting in the Australian summer heat for like over a month and a half. So I don't know yet what's going to happen there. We're just going to hold off and see. So consider the Lush Berry Berry Christmas gone and out of the project, and I'm not trying to actively pan a specific body wash at the moment. I'm just using what I have. Next up, I have the Thursday Plantation Macadamia Ultra Hydrating Daily Body Oil. So this was pretty much full when I started. It was up here. It is now down here. I don't use this every day. This reminds me, I kind of hate the feeling of like oil all over my body. I tend to put it on after I get out of the shower, and then I like to, you know, put something on over my naked body, and that feels really gross. So that, which is why I, you know, don't really gravitate towards it all that much. Also, Kat purchased me some strawberry pound cake, Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works, is that right? Yeah, Bath and Body Works body moisturizers for Christmas, and they smell divine and I love them. So I'm kind of gravitating towards them, but I have been bringing in this every now and then because I want to pan it. And I will say there have been times where this has actually been pretty good to put on, where I'm like, yeah, my skin's pretty dry. It doesn't like the extreme dry heat where I am, so that might take me a while to get through, but whatevs, we'll keep going. Something else that I'm trying to pan is this. This is from Glass House. It's the hand cream in Casablanca, which is velvet musk and bergamot. I marked this because I can now see through the packaging when I hold the light up to it. It is here. It was pretty much full when I started. I think I had just opened it recently, or I hadn't actually opened it yet, like I hadn't broken the seal on it. But I've been using this on both my hands and my feet, and I quite like the scent. It's, you know, I feel for like velvet musk and bergamot, it smells a lot fresher than I would expect it to. What I find interesting about this product, and the reason why I won't buy it again, unless I can find out that, you know, Glass House has changed their formula or something, I don't actually find it all that moisturizing. It feels like a band-aid. It feels like my hands are dry or my feet are dry, so I put this on and it kind of makes them feel a bit better. But then if I like go and have to wash my hands again, which happens several times a day, you know, you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands, then my skin just feels even drier, or just as dry as before I put on the moisturizer. So I feel like it's a band-aid. It's not actually like fixing the dryness issue. So that's probably why I went through so much of it so quickly. My cleansing oil is from DHC. It's the Deep Cleansing Oil. Like I said, not been wearing much makeup, so not a lot of progress. It was here and it's now down here. Look, this is fine. It works fine. It's a good cleansing oil. It washes away fairly clean. I'm happy with it. I just, you know, not wearing a lot of makeup. I will use this in the evening if I've been wearing SPF, but to be honest, I haven't been wearing SPF very much. For one, my skin had a major freak out. And two, it's too bloody hot to go outside anyway, so you may as well just not put on SPF and stay inside. My face wash has massive progress on it. This is from Max Clinic. It's the Hyaluron Vita Oil Foam. So this is meant to be like an oil to foam cleanser. It's more just like a really good gel cleanser. It was down here and it is now up here. So I have been using this primarily as like my all day, everyday face wash, so morning and evening. Before I left Melbourne, I did have another face wash in the shower, which I was using, and this one was my By the Basin face wash. Since I've moved, what I've been doing is I had a little sample of the Dermalogica Daily Cleansing Gel, I think it is. I had a little sample of that. I put that in the shower. I finished that up as like, you know, using it in the shower to wash my face. This one was By the Basin, and I have then been putting some of this into that, and I've topped it up twice since I've been here. So this will be done in potentially like a week, maybe 10 days. So I'll definitely be moving on to one of my other cleansers. I don't have many cleansers at all. Like, I will 100% probably need to buy cleansers this year, potentially within like the next 6 months, because I will be either very low or not have any. That's really exciting for me. I haven't really had any part of my beauty stash look like that for years. So, round of applause. I'm very happy. My moisturizer is from Dear Claire's. It is the Rich Moist Soothing Cream. Now, I had been working on this for a while before it went into the project, and obviously I've been using it now for well over a month since I filmed that first intro, so there's a lot of progress here. And I was using it day and night as well because I can. This was 63.42 grams. It's now 38.27 grams. I did decide to mark it with a Sharpie, but I'm pretty sure by the time we do another update, this could be finished or very, very close to. So there's that. I had to go through in here, and you'll see a video of this coming up at some stage in the future. I had to go through some boxes that I'd posted to myself with beauty products in them to look for moisturizers, because I'm like, ooh, I'm very low on the moisturizers, and I'm actually a bit worried because I haven't been able to find many. I may have to go through those boxes again, but that's Hailey for the future problem. I need like a good hydrating night moisturizer, basically. I'm sure I've got one. I've just got to find it. I did have an eye cream in the project. It was the Glow Recipe Avocado, like retinol overnight eye cream something. I hated it. Turns out I hated it. I thought it would be fantastic because I'm like, oh yeah, retinol eye cream, you know, like we love a retinol. I love a retinol. I use one in my night routine religiously. And I mean, I use that one around my eyes because it's not super intense, and I've definitely developed like a tolerance to it. But I thought, well, having a dedicated eye retinol, like nothing wrong with that. It gave me horrible milia, super thick formula, which is fine because like I get dry around my eyes and I got the fine lines. So if something has retinol in it and is like super hydrating and can help like replump that skin, awesome, fantastic. That's exactly what I want from my eye cream, like please. But this just like clogged everything up. So I decluttered it. I decluttered that before I even moved. I was like, nah, I don't have time for this. I am currently testing out another eye cream that I had in my stash. I may introduce that into the project at some stage, but first I want to test it out to make sure that I actually like it. I do still have a whole bunch of face masks or like sheet masks and, you know, sort of targeted masks in the project. I haven't really been using them as much as I thought I would. My skin got quite dry when we got here, which it always does because it doesn't like traveling on a plane. I think I was also, you know, quite stressed, which it's fine. But also like the climate change kind of throws my skin off. But I ended up, first I think I had a breakout reaction to an SPF that I was using, which is fine because I just discontinued the use. But then I'm pretty sure I was getting eaten alive at night by, I don't know, something. I had the most insane marks on my skin. At one stage I had like on this side of my neck, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see like the marks coming through my makeup. It looked like a vampire with 4 fangs had bitten me. I think something must have like crawled over me during the night and taken a little munchy munch, which is horrifying to think about. But I had marks all over like my neck and my face, and they would show up in the morning. So that told me that something was happening at night while I was sleeping. Anyway, we kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it was like midges, and now I sleep with the fan on and everything seems to be clearing up. So that's great. But while that was going on, long-winded story to explain why I didn't use any of my sheet masks, because I think I would have. I've certainly been enjoying like the downtime and the putting on a mask and doing like nice things for myself. My skin was so irritated and itchy and like also sore and sensitive. I was trying to be very careful about what I actually put on my skin. So I was like, let's not put any sheet masks on that are going to stay on for an extended period until that is sorted out. And it seems like it's sorted out. And you know what else I think always helps to sort out things that are mysterious and going on with the skin is make a doctor's appointment to get it checked out, and then it will clear itself up just a couple of days before your appointment. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. It's great. And if you're wondering why I don't cancel it, I do actually need to go and talk to them about something else, and cancelling at late notice comes with a fee anyway, so anyway, it doesn't matter. Funny, it's silver lining. We laughed and then we cried and then we started talking about my eye masks, which I have marked down that I've used 2 sets of these. Pretty sure I've used them a little bit more frequently. I couldn't find my Sharpie to like mark it, and I was just like, I don't even care. Whatever, it'll be a surprise. This is what it's looking like. The masks sit about there in the tub. On this side, quite a bit lower. It means I've been taking them all from one side. I was in a wonderful routine of regularly using these hydrogel eye masks in Melbourne. It was a whole different packet and I finished them up. And I look forward to getting back into doing that here. I've used them a few times, but again, because I didn't know what was going on with my skin, I was like, let's not rock the boat. It's already choppy waters out there and there's a shark in the ocean. Next up is my like hair treatment, scalp treatment, whatever. It's from The Ordinary. It's the natural moisturizing factors plus hyaluronic acid. So essentially what you do with this, it's designed to help hydrate your scalp, the skin on your scalp. You take a few drops, massage it in, you sleep in it. The next day you wake up and it should have all absorbed and you shouldn't have greasy hair. My hair gets pretty greasy pretty damn quick with this, unfortunately. So what I like to do with it, if I know I'm going to wash my hair that day, what I'll do is I'll put this in the morning and then I'll leave it in, and then in the evening I'll wash my hair. So I did that while I was still in Melbourne, and you know, like it's in a dropper like so. So I'm, you know, doing my thing. And when I'm finished, I must have just put the lid back on, like not done these ones. And later on in the day, or maybe it was, I don't know, after the shower, whatever, at some stage I'm like, oh, I'm going to clean up the thing where I do all of my beauty stuff, and I've, you know, made a bit of a mess and everything's disorganized. And I went to pick this up like this, and because it wasn't attached properly, the bottom fell and I lost a whole bunch of product. It was basically full. It was like up here. I've marked on the bottle. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. It's now down here. So that's great. I have used it a few more times since then, so some of it is legitimate use. Most of it is on my carpet back in Melbourne. And finally, there were 2 other products in my project, and they are no longer. So there was a Davines Let It Go like hair mask. I cracked that open in December and started using it. I didn't quite get to finish it though, so I left it in Melbourne. There was maybe like 1 or 2 uses left in it. I just didn't want to travel with it because I thought if my suitcase gets like pressure put on it, it's so easy for the lid to just pop off and for it to squirt all through my luggage. Not willing to take the risk. I was close to finishing it up. Mum will finish it up, it'll be fine. Another one that actually went to Mum is also my Function of Beauty serum. She asked if I had a hair oil. I pulled out my Davines one, which was like half finished, and she was like, no, it's too fancy, you keep that. And I'm like, fine, I'm not gonna argue with you. Take my Function of Beauty one. It smells like peaches and it's good. So there you go. She ended up with that. I am currently using the Davines one. It's in the bathroom. Again, I'm not going to bother putting it in the project. I think for now, I will just accept the fact that with project panning, it's kind of hard for me to do it effectively until I've moved and I've managed to sort of organize my beauty products. I don't know where anything is. I don't even know where I am half the time. How am I meant to do this as effectively as I want to? So I'm just going to keep going with these products. Hopefully by the end of March, things will be a little bit more sorted out. And when I, do the next quarter, I can get a little bit more nitty gritty into it. But I'm still enjoying what I'm using here. I would also say that having a smaller amount of products to focus on, it feels really nice, especially coming out of the last quarter of 2022 where I had so many products and a lot of it was makeup, and it just felt like I can't do anything with any of this. It's not enough days in my lifetime to use all of this stuff up. So it's nice. It's a nice little change. It's a nice break. It feels quite relaxed, which I'm enjoying, and I think that's just what I need at the moment. So that is my Project Pan update. Update number 1 for 2023. Perfect timing. My camera battery is flashing at me, so I'm gonna go. Feel free to leave your comments down below. Let me know how you guys are going with your Project Pan so far. First month, usually not too difficult, usually the most exciting. And I would definitely say for me, hasn't been difficult. It's all been organic use, and it's all been an absolute walk in the park. So I'm really enjoying it. Okay guys, I'll leave it there and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.